everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Not Tuah Podcast. This is episode 30, and I'm done. Alright? I'm done with the different language intros. I've run out of languages that I feel I could reasonably attempt to pronounce. Or at least I think I'm done. I opened up Google Translate before recording this episode, and I was just clicking through all the different languages, and I was like, I can't fucking pronounce this. Because first of all, I've exhausted a lot of the Latin script languages. There's a couple left, sure, but they have some other bullshit in them that I don't know how to work with. So I've exhausted most of the Latin script languages. And then for the other languages, Google doesn't have a pronunciation guide. It doesn't have text to speech, right? It just shows me the letters, and of course I can't fucking read those letters. So, and also it was getting kind of hard to remember what languages I'd already done. I know I could just re-listen to previous episodes and note down the languages that I've done, but also that's too much work, and it's a bit that I don't think anyone really even liked. I did 18 episodes without it. You guys got 10 episodes of languages, and now this is an Anglo-centric podcast. Okay, we're back. English for the English speakers. Me, primarily. So yeah, I apologize if you are a fan of the every intro being in a different language bit. I thought it would go on for a lot longer, I'll be honest. But c'est la vie. There you go. You had a different language right there. That's French for those unaware. C'est la vie. C'est, that is la vie, life. La means the. In French, everything is a fucking proper noun. You gotta put the in front of everything. So okay, what is it? 650 days on Duolingo French. 648. Sorry, my bad. Stolen Valor, 2 days. 648 days. Today is day 649 on Duolingo. Should I do a Duolingo live on podcast? I don't think I've ever done that before. Let's see. Duo wants to send me notification. No, thank you. No, thank you. I have a widget for a reason. Okay. I've made it 648 days without notification. Duo. I think I got this. Tu te prépares vite. You are getting ready. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, vite means quickly. Okay. Fast, that's vite. Alberto est très intelligent. Il apprend. He understands shit quickly. Apprend. There we go. Vous vous réveillez à 9 heures. Do you wake up at 9 o'clock? Vous vous préparez vite. Do you get ready quickly? Then the speaking question, hang on. Vous vous préparez dans la salle de bain? First try, bitch. First try. The speaking section on Duolingo. Vous préparez vite le matin. The speaking segment on Duolingo, they're a bit iffy. I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know if it's the little lisp that I have going on. There's a lot of S sounds in French, so it could be that. But yeah, it almost never recognizes on the first try. Could also just be that I'm not fucking saying it right. Could be that. Vous préparez vite le matin? Oui, je me réveille, je vais au travail. That means I get up for work. Yeah, I wake up and I go to work.
D'habitude, vous vous préparez dans votre chambre.
Another speaking one. D'habitude, vous vous préparez dans votre chambre? First try again. First try again.
Vous vous regardez dans le miroir.
Vous vous regardez dans le miroir. You look in the mirror. You look at yourself in the mirror. Fuck!
Vous vous regardez dans le miroir du salon.
Vous regardez
Regardez
du le miroir.
Vous vous regardez dans le miroir du salon.
Dans salon. In your living room? Fuck. Okay. Nous nous réveillons à 8h30. We wake up at 8:30. Nous nous préparons vite.
Tu te brosses les cheveux.
What the fuck does that mean?
Brosse.
Brosse cheveux, hair. Do you brush your hair?
Nous nous regardons toujours dans le miroir.
Nous nous regardons toujours dans le miroir.
Tu te prépares?
Oui, je me brosse les cheveux. Yes. Yeah, okay.
Elle se brosse les cheveux tous les jours.
Elle se brosse les cheveux tous les jours. Thank you.
Nous nous regardons souvent dans le miroir.
Nous nous regardons
Regardons. Nous nous regardons souvent dans le miroir.
souvent dans le miroir.
Miroir. Tu te prépares vite.
You get ready quickly. These are the exercises that I missed. That I got wrong.
Vous regardez dans le miroir.
You look at yourself in the mirror.
Vous vous regardez dans le miroir du salon.
Vous regardez
Regardez
dans le
le
miroir
miroir
du salon.
salon.
Okay, GG. Fucking 5-minute Duolingo sesh.
Want to get better at actual conversations?
No. Have you guys seen the fucking Duolingo video call thing? I saw a YouTube video of someone doing it. And it is just straight up video, a video call with the goth girl from Duolingo. She's like the... Yeah, alright man, I get it. She's like the only character that they have on the video call thing. It's like, do they know? Do they know that people are attracted to the goth girl from Duolingo? They must. Surely they must. Because why else would that be their debut character for the video call feature? Right? Lucy famously a character that doesn't like talking to people. You know, why would she be the debut star of the video call feature unless they know people are attracted to her? Right? You'd have thought it'd be like Zari or Lucy, maybe. No, Zari would probably be a better fit. Anyways. Anyways. Where was I? What was I doing? Right. Episode 30. We reached our next set of 10. Yippee. Can I get an applause sound effect? Hang on. Episode 30. Slowly, hang on. Episode 30. Yippee. Episode 20. I will. Okay. Can you like shut the fuck up? No. Stop. Stop cheering. Yeah. No. Cut it. Shut the fuck up! Okay. Thank you. Episode 20. 20 to 30. It was a bit of a weird set of episodes, I will admit. With the little hiatus that I had. That one time I skipped an episode because I wasn't feeling it. You know, it's been a weird set of episodes, especially when you compare it to the first. No guest episode in the 20 to 30 set, I believe. Yeah, no guest episodes in episode 20 to 30. So this is like the point of time where I'd be like, I promise, guys, the next 10 are gonna be even better. I can't promise that. For all I know, the next 10 are gonna be absolute fucking dog shit, and I'm gonna like end the podcast on episode 40. For all I know. Damn. Okay. Sorry, what was I? Okay, so let's talk about what I've been up to this week. I've been playing a lot of Subway Surfers recently. I've gotten back into Subway Surfers. I used to play it quite a bit. I even made like an account and everything. But then it kind of fell off. And it tends to kind of fell off. But now I'm back. Mostly because I wanted like a game to play on my phone while I watch YouTube videos. Which for Subway Surfers, it's a bit hard to do it because there's quite a lot of a visual element to Subway Surfers, as you'd imagine. You gotta look at the track, see the oncoming vehicles, oncoming trains. Which, by the way, one thing that always annoyed me about Subway Surfers is that, and like, you're not supposed to think too deeply of it, but like, it's when you jump off of a stationary train and there's another train that's oncoming, it's not slowing down whatsoever. So it's just gonna crash into the train that you just jumped off of. That's like a health and safety issue, I feel. I have seen the subways. I guess you call them so. Would you call them subways or would you call them trains? I think it's the system that's the subway. But why are they called Subway Surfers? They're not underground. Right? No, they're not underground. So why are they called Subway Surfers if they never go sub the way? Right? What else would they call them? Metropolitan. I guess you could shorten it into metro. Metromaniac could be something. I guess you need to work surfing in the name. Cause the hoverboard, the surfboard, they're a big like portion of the game. Um, met suburban. They're not suburban. They are urban. They're like in the city. Subabubabibu. Skibidi surfers? No, that has to exist. Surely. Subway surfers, skibidi toilet mod. I mean, come on. You know what? I'll brainstorm later. This is gonna come up with a better name. Anyways. I've been playing a lot of Subway Surfer recently. My last Subway Surfer phase, because it is a phase, right? I'm not gonna carry this game with me to the grave. It's a phase. And my last Subway Surfers phase was around Halloween last year. And I remember because they released like two skins in their Halloween battle pass. They have a battle pass in Subway Surfers. It's free to enter though, which is fun. Nice, cool, awesome. They released two skins in their Subway Surfers battle pass. It was like a little science experiment thingy. Basically a skeleton, and then there's like a green translucent goop all around him. So you could see the bones, and then like when he ducked, instead of actually like ducking, it would just compress the goo. So it would literally be like you took the guy and you put him through like a hydraulic press. That was fucking awesome. Unfortunately, I did not get that skin because I didn't think it was that serious. What a fool I was. What a fool I was. You needed to get 15 million like cumulative points throughout the season. Throughout the Halloween season, 15 million cumulative points in order to get the skin, and I just don't think I ever got that far. And then another one, they released a fly in a lab coat called Dr. Flyman. Dr. Flyman I did unlock, but I only unlocked him recently because they re-released him for the like right now what they have going on is like a best of season. Like all the best skins from the previous seasons, they're making a return. So I managed to pick up Dr. Flyman um, during this best of season. I also managed to pick up a skeleton wearing a Hawaiian shirt. That's fun. There's also two invisible skins, as in like the people are invisible and you can just tell where they are because of their clothes. That's fun. I want that. Could also offer maybe a slightly competitive advantage. If you're at the top, like top level of Subway Surfers, I'm sure being able to see through your character just a tiny bit, I'm sure that offers some competitive advantage. What else? What else? Um, so yeah, that's it. I do want to make a public appeal right now. Saibo, that's the Subway Surfers company. Saibo, if you're listening, please, I beg you, for the love of all that is holy. It's 10:35 a.m. 24th of May 2025 Indian Standard Time. By the way, I don't know. I didn't mention that at the start. I completely forgot. Anyways, Saibo, please, for the love of God, for the love of all that is good and holy, please, please, get rid of the fucking bouncy shoes, dude. I hate the bouncy shoes. Sometimes I like intentionally use up a hoverboard and I like crash so I don't have to pick up the bouncy shoes. Because my main gripe with the bouncy shoes in that like it runs out and you don't even know, and by the time you've accounted or you've gotten used to the bigger jump that it gives you, by the time you've gotten used to that, the shoes are over, but you don't know because you're not staring at the power up countdown clock meter thingy. Right? You're not staring at that, you're staring at your character. Or you're staring at like the obstacle ahead of you, so you can't even tell when the shoes disappear. Right? And so if you've accounted for the increased jump, and you do a jump, but the jumpy shoes have like deactivated, you're just gonna do a normal jump, and by the time you land your jump, it'll be too late to start another jump to clear the obstacle. Right, that's what I'm saying. Okay, here's how I would if you don't want to get rid of the jumpy shoes and you spend all that time making that 3D model of it, that's fine. I get it. I get it. Here's how I would rework the jumpy shoes. I would maybe make them like a double jump. A double jump could be a better way to do it. Because effectively with the double jump, you still do get the height that the jumpy shoes allow for. But at that point it's optional. You have to like choose to activate it. So, if you don't wanna see me. That's not how the melody goes. If you don't wanna see me, don't come out, don't show up, don't start caring about me now. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so if you don't wanna fucking bother with dealing with the super jumps, like I would not bother. I would just take the single jump. So maybe that's something worth considering. Although I can see one potential reason why you wouldn't want to do it. I think on Mondays they do like a random power up, right? And one of the random power ups that you can get is a double jump. So I mean, I'm just suggesting a classic flip flop, right? Make the jumpy shoes give double jump by default, and then for the mystery power up you can do the stupid fucking high jump, right? Okay, anyways, I have to say, I've been waving around a pen that whole time. Like, I have a pen, it's just in my hand. And I'm like reclining on my chair. I got my hands on the armrest. And I got a pen in my left hand. It's between my thumb, index finger, and middle finger. And I've just been waving it around. And like this is how you're meant to podcast. This is the podcast posture. Dude. Like, I feel legit when I'm waving this pen around. It's exhilarating. It's awesome. I gotta keep a pen just like a prop, honestly. I don't even write with this pen. Well, I did. That's why I have it. But like, you know what I mean. I gotta keep this pen around, not for writing, but just for the podcast. And I can just wave it around when I'm doing, You have not felt power until you've been able to like take your pen and point at nothing. Honestly, I'm not pointing at shit, but the motion, the drama, the fucking pose at the end, that's powerful. And when I'm like tapping it on the table to emphasize the point, you guys can't fucking hear it, but I'm doing it right now. That I feel like a fucking journalist, dude. I feel like a 40 radio host. Maybe not. I think maybe 14 radio hosts is taking it a bit far. But yeah, man, if any of you are recording a podcast, right, my recommendation, get a pen. Not for writing, just for waving it around and pointing at shit. Get a pen, it'll do wonders for your podcast. Okay, let's move into a different topic. Let's talk about my sleep schedule. Um, so for those in the know, for those who've listened to the past like 7 episodes of the podcast, that's another thing. That's another thing. Anytime I want a random number, I always, not always, but like most of the time, I like the number 7 is gonna be involved somewhere. Like if I'm thinking of a big number, I'll be like 70 quadrillion. 70 quad-tour decillion. I've been playing Cookie Clicker. 70 quad-tour. Oh, yeah, let me check my Cookie Clicker. Actually, I haven't checked it in a while. I wonder how many cookies I have. Let's see. 17.4 sextillion. Yeah, I'll buy. I guess I'll buy 10 fractal engine. But that might get. It does not. Okay. Oh no, it did. Got me another achievement. So my kittens are more. No, kittens scale with milk. Oh yeah, I got into rank 20 on my milk. My milk has scaled up. So my milk has scaled up, which means my kittens are more effective. And then I guess I'll upgrade idle versus. I can afford it. Upgrade safety patrol. Anything else that I can upgrade? I can get another 50 antimatter condensers. That gets me another achievement. Right? I guess maybe not. Sorry guys, this has been a very... It's this damn phone. I gotta put this phone away when I record the podcast. I've been distracted this whole time. I can buy 10 Cortex Bakers. That should be another achievement, surely. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm putting that phone away. I'm putting that phone down. What was I talking about? Right, yeah, if you've listened to any of the recent episodes of the podcast, then you'll know that my family's been planning a vacation to Dubai, which it's today's the 24th, and I fly out on the 5th. I think that's 2 weeks. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 days. Not that far. What was I doing 11 days ago? Oh my god, 11 days is actually quite a bit. 11 days is actually quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah, okay, anyways. Let me fix up this posture real quick. Anyway. So, I've been working on the visas. Getting the visas for the fam squad. Been working on getting those in. I got my visa pretty quickly. Mine was the first one in. Cause I use like a travel agency type shit. Cause I couldn't figure out how to apply for a visa for me. Like I applied for visas before, but that was when I lived in Saudi Arabia. So I had like a Saudi Arabian residence. Right? So that's a different process compared to being in India and having an Indian residence. So I knew how to apply for Saudi Arabian residences, which is what the rest of my family is. I did not know how to apply for Indian residences. So I went to a travel agency, they got my shit done. They got my shit done in like a couple hours, which was crazy. Shout out Atlas. ATLYS. Shout out Atlas. Goated. Anyway, so I've been doing the visa shit for my family. Cause I'm the only one who knows how to do it apparently. Even though you just go to a website, fill out a form. It's a lot of forms. I have to fill out 7. Um. Anyways, so I go to the website. I fill out the form. I pay. It's 250 dirham, which is like their currency. It's 250 of those. Let me Google the conversion here real quick. 250 AED to USD, I guess. That's $70 pretty much. Let me convert that to rupees for my one Indian listener. I know all 3 of you guys' nationalities. 4 of you, sorry, Erica. I'll just like convert it to your local currency, I guess. So that's 5,836 rupees. That's 94 Canadian dollars, and that's 105 Australian dollars. So, and that's for fucking 7 of them. 8 if you count me, I guess. So it's so much fucking work. This is then the type of shit a travel agency they take like an extra what 10% to do it, maybe. I don't know how much travel agencies charge. Having used one, I don't know how much they charge. Actually no, I think mine charged like 500. Yeah, so 10%. 10%. Dude, I'd be making fucking bank if I charged 10%. Anyways. So I have to fill out the form, which, nobody likes paperwork, right? Gotta enter the same details for everyone. Because really the only thing that changes between each form is like the name of the person, their passport number, your like personal details. But everything else, like, why are you visiting the UAE? Where will you stay in the UAE? Where do you live outside of the UAE? Who's your sponsor? Blah 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 blah. That's the same for everyone, right? That's the same for everyone. Fucking crazy voice crack there, bro. Yeah. Anyway, that's the same for everyone. At one point, I did consider like writing a script to automate it, but I feel like this information is kind of sensitive. you know, I do not trust myself enough, and like also the website is kind of janky. God, there goes my visa rejected. Every single one of them. No, the website is kind of janky. It's kind of clunky, and so I don't want to risk writing a script to deal with a clanky, janky website. So I'm just doing it all by hand. Last night I did 3 of them, and for all 3 of them, they wanted like additional documents, but they all wanted different additional documents. So that was the hassle. But yeah, I guess today after recording the podcast, I guess all the video is exporting. I will do the other 3 because I have 4 visas approved, downloaded, ready to rumble. I have 4 of those, and the 3. I guess I have 5 again if you count me, and then I have 3 more to do. So, yippee! Yay! Speaking of this vacation, is that a good segue? I'm trying to figure out if that's a good segue and if I should commit to it. I'll commit to it. Speaking of this vacation, a couple days ago, my right ear clogged up, and I think I like pushed back the wax. This might be kind of gross. Actually, I probably should have mentioned. I think I like pushed back the wax in my ear canal because I was doing the thing. I wasn't using a Q-tip. I was not using a Q-tip. Don't don't grab your pitchfork. Put the pitchfork down. Okay. I was not using a Q-tip. I did not have sexual relations with that Q-tip. Okay, it did not go in my ear routine. Um, I use my finger. You know, right? Like the G spot in your ear. Basically, you scratch it and it feels good. I was fucking going to town on that bitch the other day. I was going to town on that shit, and that probably pushed the earwax all the way back to the fucking eardrum, right? So my left ear is completely clear, awesome, fine, audible. My right ear, however, is not. It's very muffled. I can still hear out of it. Like I have not lost half of my sense of hearing, but it's not ideal. You know? It's not ideal. And so obviously I don't want to go vacation. I don't want to go on vacation with a muffled ear, bro. I'm only gonna get half the auditory experience pretty much. So apparently this kind of stuff, the earwax sort of naturally cleans itself out. And it does that within 2 weeks. And my vacation starts in 2 weeks. So here's hoping. Here's hoping that it clears up in those 2 weeks. I guess I'll drop an update next episode if my ears are fine. Okay. What else? What else? Um. Oh yeah, I finally landed an internship. Can't believe I almost fucking forgot that, dude. Finally landed an internship. It's unpaid. I know. It's unpaid, but I needed to get one before May ended. Needed to get one before that for it to count for my degree. So it's whatever. I guess I'll still look for like paid opportunities because I do want that PS5. I do want that PS5. So I guess I'll continue looking for paid opportunities. But I got one now. I can submit that to my college. I can be like, listen, guys, here's my fucking internship that I did. Okay, get off my ass, please. Thank you. So that's great. That's fun. That's awesome. That's cool. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hashtag W in the chat. Can I get a dub in the chat? Now can I get an L in the chat? Because there's one guy in like my internship group. There's one guy in the internship group, and I think he's trying to flex on us because he keeps bringing up that he goes to Penn State University in the U.S. He's definitely trying to flex on us because we were talking about like what colleges we all go to, and everyone was like going to an Indian college, of course, because then an Indian internship, right? So we were all on the call. We were like, "Oh yeah, I go to this college in this Indian city," and then this guy, he was like, "Ah, well, I go to Penn State." Like he did the emphasis. I go to Penn State. That's verbatim how he said that shit. I go to Penn State, and he said that like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, all right, man, we get it, right? You don't need to flex on us. We get it. We get it. Okay, you're so rich. You're so smart. Whoopity fucking do, bro. Yeah, no, I'm just jealous. I'm just jealous of him. Because, dude, my college is fucking dog shit. I'd rather be there than at my college. Low key. High key. High key, I'd rather be there. Well, yeah, so speaking of the internship, by the way, on one of the calls that we had, one of the guys, I think it must have been Penn State actually. He was having an issue with with some of the software that we're using. So he was having an issue with it, and he called up like our mentor guy, and he was like, "Hey man, I don't know how to fix this problem." And so they spent like 5 or 10 minutes diagnosing the issue, but like I noticed the issue. Like it was the first thing that jumped out at me. I noticed the issue, and I was like, should I tell them what the issue is? And I was like, no, well, if I can fucking spot the issue, surely this guy with like 20 years of experience, surely he can spot the issue like immediately. And so if that's not like ringing any alarm bell for him, if that's not like a red flag, then surely that's not the issue, right? So I kept my mouth shut. I sat there. I watched them like diagnose the issue for 5-10 minutes, and then at the end of it, they figured out the issue, and it was the same issue that I had identified right at the start, and then I just didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. So I'm sure there's a life lesson to be learned from that experience. Have I learned that life lesson? Fuck if I know, dude. Probably not. Probably. The lesson is probably to like speak out, even who cares if you're wrong. It's a learning experience. Blah 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 blah. I'm I'm not gonna learn that shit. I am going to stay quiet. Next time something like that happens. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? 42 minutes. That's gonna be a long one. I still got a couple topics. Um. Oh right. Okay. Avengers, dude. Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Secret Wars. Delayed. They've been delayed by like 7 months. Avengers Doomsday is scheduled to come out on like the 16th of May, I think. 16th of May 2026. Had been pushed back to December 17th, 2026. And Avengers Secret Wars has been pushed back from May 2027, pushed back to December 2027. That was the worst fucking thing to happen to me all year, because now we get Fantastic Four in July. We get Fantastic Four in July of this year, and then radio silence until Spider-Man comes out in presumably July 2026. That's a full year in between, and Spider-Man might get delayed too. Honestly, because it was supposed to come out between Doomsday and Secret Wars. It's like the prevailing theory that the Spider-Man story would have had something to do with Doomsday, or like the fallout from Doomsday. So if that is true, then Spider-Man might also get pushed back to July 2027. Which, if that happens, they'll be that'll be over a year and a half pretty much with no MCU movie. That is fucking crazy, dude. Have there ever been an 18-month hiatus between MCU movies? Probably during COVID. No, cause they were still releasing movies. They released Shang-Chi. They released the Black Widow movie, which I still haven't seen. They did Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night is basically an MCU. No, they did not do Werewolf by Night during COVID. Because that came out after I became an MCU fan, and that happened in 2023, I believe. So, Anthony Russo, Joe Russo, if you're listening, I hope you cook, man. I hope you cook. Because this 6 month delay, when I saw that, I fell to my knees in my Walmart. I drove to my nearest Walmart and I fell to my knees over there. That being said, what do you think the chances are that they squeeze in an additional MCU movie between Fantastic Four, assuming Spider-Man gets delayed? What would they squeeze in? Surely a Doctor Strange movie. Because it's a multiverse story, you're gonna have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 2 kinda set up the multiverse. Well, it introduced us to the concept of the multiverse. And then... and it also introduced the concept of incursion. I guess... no, I was gonna say... You'd probably need like a trigger event to start the incursion that you presumably get to close out the multiverse saga. Doomsday might be the trigger event. And then Secret Wars in the incursion. I was gonna say Doctor Strange 3 could do the trigger event for the incursion. Sort of like how Thor Ragnarok, Odin died in spoilers for Thor Ragnarok. Odin died in Ragnarok, and so Thanos was like, oh, the one guy who could possibly stop me is dead now. I guess it's time to go hunting for those Infinity Stones. It's like Odin's death would have been the trigger event for Infinity War. Doctor Strange 3 could be the trigger event for Avengers Doomsday. And also, I just like Doctor Strange. I want to see another Doctor Strange movie. Okay, please. Thank you, Kevin Feige. I do have 2 more topics, but 47 minutes, and I think it's long enough. Maybe I'll move it over to next episode. Let me make a note here before I forget. Move it to next episode. Okay. Alright. Let's call it here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. This has been the Not Tuah Podcast, episode 30. That is Not Tuah, Nottuas. I have no affiliation with Talk Tuah or Haley Welch. I've been your host, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye, everybody.